All right, so today we're going to learn a little bit about RCIS and what they have to offer our insureds. RCIS does stand for Rural Community Insurance Services. All right, so we will start out finding out a little bit more about the company. So first off, RCIS was founded in 1980. It is also one of the nation's leading crop insurance providers. We do hold the most insureds in the entire northern division. We also insure over 130 different crops. That does include all of California's crops as well. We are also in all 50 states, including Hawaii and Alaska. Both have crops that we insure, and we are a subsidiary of Wells Fargo, meaning this we do have the bank to kind of back up, as well as we are in their insurance division as well. All right, so we're also going to talk a little bit about our federal products. We do have the area risk protection insurance. We do have the revenue protection. We also have a yield protection. The difference between the yield and the revenue protection, the yield protection is actually what was first offered in crop insurance. So this is based strictly on the amount of bushels of grain produced on any given acre of a crop. So it's much simpler than revenue protection. Revenue protection is more of a comprehensive plan, and it provides protection on a revenue loss, meaning a dollar value per acre on the crop produced. So technically, if the price goes down during the year, you'll get a revenue protection to kind of balance that out. So it is a little bit more expensive than a yield protection as well. We do have a supplemental coverage option, which is new to crop insurance. It's an option that provides additional coverage for a portion of your underlying crop. I kind of like to come back to this and think of it kind of like life insurance. You take out supplemental life insurance to cover optional things that might happen to you. Another big thing about the federal products is aquaculture. It would be like states that are lining water. Aquaculture refers to the breeding and the harvesting of plants and animals in all types of water environments, such as like fish and clams. A lot of people harvest clams and they sell them in the grocery store. It sounds kind of funny, but that's basically what aquaculture is. We also have the actual revenue history, which kind of shows the difference between the prices in the years. All right, so moving on to some of our private products, we do have the added price option. We have the hail, wind, and fire. We have the late plant option. We have a replant option. We have livestock, so the LGM and LRP, and the tomato rain. So the added price option is a supplemental insurance coverage that can be added to your MPCI or yield insurance and gives you the options of locking in a projected bushel price higher than the MPCI price. Some farmers like to add this on so that they're guaranteed a little bit of extra money. Of course, it costs them a little bit more in the beginning, but sometimes it can definitely add up. So the livestock, the LGM stands for livestock gross margin. This goes for dairy cattle. This provides protection when feed costs rise or milk prices drop and can be tailored to any size farm. So they definitely want to protect that. The LRP is the livestock risk protection, and that's for feeder cattle. That is designed to ensure against declining market prices, so they can definitely try to save that. The hail, wind, and fire, that is another supplemental insurance, and so is the replant option. Those can be added on. The replant is a big deal to farmers. Sometimes they can't harvest their corn for any reason, or their soybeans are destroyed early on in the season, and they have to be able to replant over that in order to make some money off of some kind of crop. So they do a replant option. Again, these supplemental insurances sometimes can add on a little bit more money in the beginning, but they definitely pay off in the long run. We have a lot of farmers who add the hail, wind, and fire protection because not all hailstorms are covered under a normal MPCI policy. For farm coverages, these can kind of be decided by the farmer. So we do have custom farming. Some farmers do crops and dairy cattle, and they have pigs and horses, and so they kind of need to customize their own insurance. So this kind of gives them an option to move things around and do them differently. We also have the dairy farms. We talked about the LGM and the LRP. We have the livestock operations. Some farmers have both feeder cattle and dairy cattle, so they kind of need to move those things around. We have ornamental nurseries, row crop farming. We do have tree farms and vineyards. Vineyards are definitely a big one, especially out in California. They need to get those grapes insured. So the vineyards are big out there, along with we do have quite a bit in Florida as well. So for comprehensive coverage, it's just that. It's comprehensive and it's complicated. If you're not familiar with the crop insurance world, it's probably not going to make a lot of sense to you at first, and that's perfectly fine. A big thing that we have is the rental properties. It does get complicated when the renter rents from a farmer that used to have coverage. Sometimes the farmers and the renters share 50-50 coverage. Sometimes they work together. Sometimes the renter has 100% coverage, but that farmer still has to have insurance on that renter, because if something were to happen and that farmland is destroyed, it would be the farmer that's completely out all that money, not the renter. So that's a big deal. With the farm equipment, again, most of this is supplemental. The farm equipment, the farm chemical limited liability, that's a big one for irrigated or non-irrigated farms. The personal and farm liability, a lot of that comes in again with the farmer and the renter. We have the farm and residential property, the commercial umbrella access, and the transit coverage for stock. So we definitely need to be offering these comprehensive coverages, because some farmers worry more than others, especially the older the farmland gets. Sometimes it can kind of erupt, if you want to call it that. So it starts to get even more complicated the older that the farmland gets. All right, so services is definitely what sets us aside from different companies. We do have a crisis response team. We have travel adjusters. When disaster hits, there's an email sent out to the entire RCIS and Wells Fargo Corporation stating what states have a disaster and why, and we know exactly what counties. So the travel adjusters, their jobs is they go immediately to those counties. In 2015, we had quite a few of crisis response teams handling claims. We had snowstorms in South Dakota and Wisconsin that we all had to be out there for. We had tornadoes in Kansas. There were storms everywhere. So we were sending crisis response teams out a lot. We also have the electronic funds transfer. Our current insurers really like this. So they can pay their premium online and it gets to us within 2 days. Premiums are due by a certain date, and if they're not in, the money is taken directly out of their claims. So if they file a claim with us and they have not paid their premium, they will not be getting their entire check. The premium comes out first. So they like that they can deposit that and have it to us in 2 days. We can also do the same with their claims check. We can deposit in their bank account in 2 days. So that's really nice. We have the online document. So the producer portal, they can get in there and see exactly what's going on with their claim. The agents can access this too, so it's a better communication. We have the digitally signed documents. This is new to RCIS, and other companies will be getting this soon, but they do not have it yet. So this is a big deal. We also have the precision farming, which is the acreage reporting. We're using drones. We have drones out there doing pictures of fields, mapping out fields, and as of 2016, it is mandatory by the RMA that everything is mapped. So we can see exactly where these farmers' fields sit. We can see exactly what was ruined or not ruined by certain storms. All right, so we're just finishing up with the PowerPoint. I did add some useful links for you guys to go and look at in case you want to get a little bit more familiar. First off, the first link is how to contact RCIS. If you have any questions, you want to try to figure out where to find an agent or how to get a hold of an adjuster, it's definitely the way to do it. I did add the industry farms and farm bill. We do pay very close attention to the farm bill and things that are changing. We pay very close attention to the shutdown of the government. That affects our jobs if the government is shut down because we are a government organization. So we do have to pay attention to that. I did add a link on how to become an agent. This is a big question, so I did add that link. I also added a link to become an insured. If you heard anything that you like and you want to look into it a little bit more, you just want to talk to an agent to see what they can offer, that last link will definitely help you. I am happy to email all of these links as well as pass out a handout. Okay, so this does conclude our PowerPoint. I hope you learned a little bit more about crop insurance. Please feel free to let me know if you have any future questions. Thank you.